Hi, I am Steele. I'm an associate professor at the University of Maryland in College Park, and I direct the Black Communication and Technology Lab. I'm the author of a few books, including Digital Black Feminism, and the area of study that I am most deeply connected to is digital media, digital humanities, and Black discursive practices in social mediated spaces. I've studied this for about 15 years now, looking at everything from the blogosphere to social media technology, using digital tools, and examining ethical uses of digital technology for users across the United States and the diaspora. So I am really excited today to moderate this panel on Diaspora Wars, primarily because I get to hang out with some exceptionally brilliant women who I am interested in learning from today. I like spaces where I can be quiet and learn, and I think this is going to be one of those. The topic really is one that I wish we didn't have to talk about as much, but everywhere I look online and from my students, there are similar questions around gender, colorism, and national origin as it relates to Black digital communities that keep coming up in popular discourse and in social media spaces. So just this morning, I was scrolling on Threads, and the very first post was a man announcing why he doesn't date Black women and everything that he found that was wrong with Black women. And then obviously a list of comments of Black women going, thanks, we weren't interested anyway. But I think what's really important is not just that these kind of conversations exist, they always have, but the way that algorithms specifically now work to bring these to the top of Black women's timelines, right? So what is it that we need to better understand about why algorithms are working this way and what impact that's having on not only community discourse, but larger issues around politics, authoritarianism, potentially fascism as well? How can people and how can negative players, right? How can bad and malicious hosts use these kinds of conversations to really sway public discourses in ways that have a bad impact on the Black community, on American politics, on the diaspora? And that's why I really wanted to gather this group of folks together to have this conversation today. So my hot take is that automation and its cousin, generative AI, is severely limiting our access to the ability to cultivate joy. I'm writing a book right now on Black joy as a technology of liberation, and the more work I do in thinking about how AI, algorithms, and automation are becoming ubiquitous in our use of social media and technology, the less I see the ability for us to extend our praxis of joy in those spaces toward a goal of liberation. So I am really kind of a Debbie Downer about the future of AI as a part of our social and political climate. I always want to talk about automating Black joy, which is our latest collaborative project at the BCaT lab. It really is born out of this kind of larger research project that I'm doing about Black joy, and in a responsive way for us to think about what are really our options as folks who are encountering this ubiquitous idea about automation in our daily lives. Do we have to completely give over the way that we interact online, give over our cultural practices, give over our social skills to this pathway toward automation? Or are there some other avenues for us to pursue? The Automating Black Joy project brings together collaborators of a variety of different backgrounds, including artists, museum curators, academics, students, to think about how we can promote new ideas for engaging online, new paths forward that might include working within systems, but also refusing certain systems as well. Collaborative teams are going to be putting together our digital Freedom School classroom space with projects ranging from music to the arts, history, oral histories, film and television projects. Also, people can train and learn by themselves or in community with others as a way to think more critically about what kind of future we actually want and how we can continue to tie our joy into that future. How can we automate our joy instead of allowing automation to strip that from us? I'm working on a book right now called The World Didn't Give It, Black Joy and Digital Culture. And hopefully in the next year or so, you'll see some more work coming out from that, where we think through all the way from the process of what speculation offers to us as a theoretical lens for how Black folks have always created pathways toward joy as a technology of liberation, into how we've cultivated those practices online in instances of play, pleasure, and pain, and finally, how we can push back against systems of automation that would threaten to strip us of that ability to exercise our practice of joy toward liberation.